Operation Status Quo. Operation Status Quo. Prepare to engage. Operation Status Quo. Ready to engage. Operation Status Quo. Engaged. 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 You feel that engagement? Are we engaged? Are you engaged with me? Ladies and gentlemen, the wonderful people of the world out there, how the hairy hell are you doing today? I don't know. It's Friday. Oh, gosh, it's Friday. I'll tell you, it's been a heck of a week. It's been a little bit of a very busy week for me overall, but I'm here today, and I think I'm going to start sweating right off the bat. I just realized it's a little warm in here. I don't have the air conditioner on today. I enjoy keeping the windows open as much as possible, but the humidity creeping up just a little bit here in the Sunshine State today, so I might have to flip the switch and turn the AC on after I'm done with this beautiful broadcast for you, the beautiful people. Hello and welcome to Operation Status Quo. I am Pete Palma, and of course here on Operation Status Quo, we observe the status quo of life, and then of course we learn to flow with the quo, and then we learn to create our own flow from our own quo, because some of that quo doesn't have quite the flow that we would like to go, don't you know? All right, I did better today. Yesterday, where's my applause? Oh, I'm on the wrong screen. I got to go next one. Where's my? There it is. When I did yesterday, I messed up my rhyme. It's all about the rhymes. Hello. I feel very, let's see how it goes. Because, this happens sometimes. I come on, I'm a little bit lethargic, and then all of a sudden I'll get into a topic and start talking, and before you know it, I'm screaming and yelling and saying all kinds of crazy things. But here today, first and foremost, for anyone that, I never know who catches what, when, whatever. If this happens to be your first time watching this show, then welcome. Thank you for being here. And again, as I always tell everyone, this is a place of love, togetherness, oneness. It's really just a place to reflect, think of things in a different way, not to take life so seriously, not to get so attached to the things that we think are so important, when really our reality is so much more than our normal, just little mundane 3D physical day-to-day life. So that's what this place is all about. It's, this program is all about opening your mind to grander things, to empower you, to really look within and to make choices that are best for you, so you can live an abundant, happy life here on this little planet until it's all over and you go back to the oneness. So while you're here, you might as well enjoy. Why waste all your time with all the nonsense, all the mainstream nonsense, that the propaganda and such that they push on us all the time, right? It only weighs you down and makes you miserable and sucks up all the time you have to actually enjoy something that you want to enjoy. So, just create the life you want to create. So, normally we go on whatever topics here, but today we're doing our Just the Facts, Ma'am, part 3, because it is a Friday. By the way, it's the 21st of April in the good year 2023. Welcome and thanks for being here. So we're going to do Just the Facts, Ma'am, part 3 today, because we have lots of facts, fun facts, interesting observations, as it were. So we'll just have a little bit of fun, because it's a Friday. It's a Friday. You want to take it light. We're coming into the weekend. So no heavy pressure stuff today. We're not going to talk about the aliens and Russia and nuclear bombs and Ukraine and, Satan worship and pedophiles and JFK Jr. still being alive and all that kind of stuff. Today is just the facts, ma'am, part 3, as we see what sort of facts are out there in the world, and we observe them instead of observing some other things that we normally observe here on Operation Status Quo. All right, so let's get into it. Just the facts, ma'am, part 3 here today on Operation Status Quo, and our first fact of the day today is: your nostrils work one at a time. Did you know that? Well, I think that seems pretty obvious, especially anyone who's ever been like a cokehead. Generally, you use one nostril at a time. When one nostril starts to get a little too irritated, you switch over to the other nostril. But I don't know if that's what they're talking about here. But in this case, it says your nostrils work one at a time. When we breathe in and out of our nose during the day, one nostril does most of the work at a time, with the duties switching every several hours. This nasal cycle is dedicated dictated. I knew I said something wrong. Is dictated by the same autonomic nervous system that regulates heart rate, digestion, and other unconscious bodily functions, and is the reason why when our nose gets stuffed up, it does so one nostril at a time. And you can notice that sometimes, right? If you have a little cold or something, you just, one nostril's okay, but the other nostril's clogged. So, that's pretty interesting. So one nostril at a time. So pay attention as you're breathing all day long and see if you can recognize which nostril you're breathing through at which moment. So that should really help you get through your day. If you're bored, right, if you have nothing to do with yourself and you're bored, or if you're anxious, you can just start paying attention. Am I breathing in through my left nostril? Am I breathing in through my right nostril? I mean, does that make a difference if you're breathing in through one or the other? Does it only fill up one lung? I mean, or does it work the opposite? Like when you breathe in your right nostril, does it fill up your left lung? Just like the right side of your brain controls the left side of your body? I mean, now that's a real question. That's what we got to find out. Somebody get somebody on the phone. We got to find this out immediately. Immediately. All right. Hey-o. Let's see here. How about this one? Only 2 mammals like spicy food. Of course, humans like spicy food. And of course, the tree shrew. The tree shrew apparently is big on the spices. They like a nice jalapeno if they can get their hands on it. While humans have long had the rare distinction of being, didn't I say distinction in the last one and it was dictated and I was saying, anyway, I don't know what I said, but it's just funny that it was 2 D words like that. Anyway, my brain, I apologize. Please try to stick with me if you can. The rare distinction of being the only mammal that actually enjoyed spicy food, of course, that being the human. That list has seen a new addition. Chinese researchers have found the tree shrew, the tree bitch, as it were, the tree shrew, taming of the tree shrew. Anyway, I don't know where I go that way. They have a mutation in their ion channel receptor, which makes it less sensitive to hot, chemical, and chili peppers. As a result, the adorable little critters happily gobble up corn pellets laced with with peppers, with pepper spice. I don't know why they're giving them. Have they observed them to? That's what's confusing about this. Are they just feeding these things, these peppers to see, these corn pellets covered in pepper to see if it'll eat it? Or, why do they even is this, I'm sure they don't grow naturally. Or they find them eating jalapenos somewhere? I'm not really sure. But either way, other animals in the study avoided them. I guess they're trying to study. They have these corn pellets. Now I get it, that they make spicy on purpose so they can give them to animals and see if the animals like them, or if they go crazy, the animal. So it's like, we wanted to see if the lion enjoys spicy food. So we gave him some jalapenos. Next thing you know, he bit off my arm. That's it. Now I have no arm. I'm sorry. I know. Well, that's what happens. Can't do it. Can't do it. Hey-o. All right. Can't do it. A chef's, I guess this is toque. I mean, I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it. Toque, a toque. I mean, I guess it's hat. The chef's hat. I've never really realized there's another word for it. So, you see, I'm very deep into culture and such. Most diners are too busy looking at their food to look all that closely at what the preparer is wearing, but the toque, the traditionally worn hat by chefs, actually contains exactly 100 folds. This is not just a nice round number. It is said that these folds represent the number of ways to cook an egg. So there you go. They actually there's 100 ways to cook an egg. So they made a hat so that that there's 100 ways to cook an egg. I mean, even if there is 100 ways to cook an egg, like what is the purpose of making a hat to represent that there's 100 ways to cook an egg? I mean, if you're a chef, you're a cook, you cook the eggs. Do you really need to? I mean, there's lots of ways to cook lots of things. Why is it predicated on the egg? Why the egg, All right. Anyway, rabbits, they can't puke. Did you know that? Oh, my goodness. Unlike cats or other animals that can cough up hairballs when they digest too much for and other digestible materials, blah, blah, blah. Rabbits are incapable of doing this. So their digestive system only goes one way. So the furry critters swallow plenty of roughage, which keeps things moving in the right direction. So that's why those rabbits are eating all day long, because they probably feel sick to their stomach and they just got to keep shitting. It's like a perpetual shit. If you're a rabbit, it's all you do is you eat roughage and shit because you can't throw up, and all you would like to do is throw up. And if you could just throw up, you could stop eating grass for just 10 minutes. Okay, the M in M&M stand for Mars and Murray. So that would be Forrest Mars and Bruce Murray, the two businessmen who created the candy-coated chocolates. The two actually had a very contentious relationship as Mars levered Murray out of his 20% share in the company in 1949, years before M&M's would become the best-selling candy in the U.S., paying him just $1 million for a share of business that would quickly be worth billions. Oh my goodness. So I guess wondered, did he go and create the, no, he was Mars and then Murray. So Murray, well, either way, listen, 1949, you get $1 million. By that point, you're in pretty good shape. $1 million is a lot of money back then. You're better off getting yourself out of the candy business. You're selling poison to people anyway. So, do you really want to be known for that product? Let the other guy be known for the product and peddling poison to all the kiddies out there. Do you know that the human body literally glows? I feel like I'm glowing a lot of times. It could be. I think they're saying this really because we have so many pollutants and such in the air that we're highly radioactive at this time, and that's why we're glowing. It might be hard to see with your naked eye, but everyone you pass by every day is literally glowing. The human body emits small quantities of visible light. The illumination is about 1,000 times less intense than levels of light that we would actually be able to see. So these researchers used a special camera. They found it fluctuates throughout the day, with the body emitting its lowest levels of light around 10 a.m. and highest at around 4 p.m., a rhythm that scientists attribute to changes in one's metabolism. So there you go. We're actually glowing through the day. And honestly, this makes a lot of sense, because if you really understand and believe that we are merely frequencies of light and the body is just, an encapsulation of the true energy behind the scenes, it's actually, they're not going to say it that way in something like this, but it actually kind of puts proof behind a lot of the things that I talk about, so that's good to know. So we are glowing, and be glow, just glow all day. Be like, what was that toy, the glow bugs or glow something? Remember them back in, was that the 80s, the early 90s, the glow something? I don't know. You out there, who was out there watching? Tell me what it is. The glow bugs, the glow something. Remember them? But we're glowing, you're glowing, and keep on glowing. That's what it's all about. Copper doorknobs are self-disinfecting. So how about that? You don't have to worry about it. If you're afraid that someone might come urinate possibly or defecate on your doorknob because they don't like you, just make sure that your doorknob is made of copper, because copper and its alloys, such as brass, have long been popular materials for manufacturing doorknobs. But it turns out this may not just be because of the metal's hue. It's actually, in fact, the material has been found to kill bacteria. So there you go. And then if you're sick, also, it's another good idea. You can go outside. You can suck on your doorknob, a little bit, maybe lick the doorknob, lick some of the brass handles you have in your house for some antibacterial to help heal you. So, this is the kind of stuff they don't want to tell you in the real world. They don't want you to know that when you're sick, like when people got COVID, they could have told everybody, instead of sheltering in place, staying inside and getting jabbed up with poison, just go outside and lick your copper doorknob and you'll be fine. Think about how many lives would have been saved if everyone just would have went outside and licked their damn copper doorknob. Okay, here we go. The next one. Believe this or not, ladies and gentlemen, but cotton candy was invented by a dentist. And this seems to make perfect sense, because they would want you to have your teeth rotted out. It's almost like going to a mechanic that, fixes one thing, but then maybe, unscrews something a little bit. So in a couple weeks, you have to go back, for something else. It's just like going to a doctor. It's the same. And dentists are kind of like doctors, right? They think they're doctors. I don't know. I guess they're kind of like doctors. But anyway, they're butchers, really, because they just, they're so intrusive and they drill and poke and prod and all that kind of stuff. By the way, I don't know, just on a side note, I probably told this story before, but when the pandemic happened, I wasn't able to go to the dentist on my regular appointment because things were shut down during that time. And then when they reopened, I went, and they didn't do anything. They just used a scraper a little bit, but they didn't use like the water pick thing, and they didn't really get in there and clean all between because they didn't want anything splashing around because they were afraid of COVID. I mean, how ridiculous these people are, but that, it is what it is. You're not going to go to a dentist and then find somebody open-minded about real health, but long story short about that is when I really got into my oil pulling, and let me tell you, I haven't been to the dentist the last time I went to the dentist was in, I guess it was July of 2020, because they reopened July or August. It was of 2020. And I went and they pissed me off and I said, F this, I don't need a dentist. I take care of myself. So I started with the oil pulling. I use, if you ever want to try, you take a nice tablespoon of coconut oil with some healthy salts, not just like regular table salt, like, good salts, natural salts, a little bit of that with some food grade hydrogen peroxide for some whitening effect. And you put that in your mouth and you swish it for about 20 minutes, and then you floss and give a little brush. And I'll tell you what, I have no problems. I actually have less plaque and everything than I've ever had in my life, because I used to always rely on the dentist. I figure, why should I clean my teeth? I'm paying this guy, right? But now I said, F him. I don't need no damn dentist. Here's the dentist. Get out of here. Yeah, put that dentist drill down, you crazy son of a bitch. I don't need you. I don't want you sticking your fingers in my mouth, giving me shit. I can clean my own teeth. You have the power to keep your own teeth clean. Don't you understand? Hey-o. It's true, though. You do have the power to keep your own teeth clean. It's all up to you to just make it happen. Just like you have the power to keep your whole body healthy, quite honestly. Instead of going to these goofs that, you go to the doctor and they go, oh, what do you got here today? Well, let me look up the symptoms. Oh, yeah, those symptoms are on page 230, and it says you take this pill, and that pill. Okay, take 3 of them. Let me know if your liver explodes. If not, you should be healthy in about a month, and by then your liver should probably be really in a lot of trouble because you were taking these pills for a month, and then we'll get you on other pills to help restore your liver, which will destroy your heart, which will destroy your lungs, which will destroy your, then we'll pull your gallbladder out, we'll cut your lips off and remove an ear. Hey-o. Doc, I don't know. I had a little indigestion. I know, but we got to cut off your ear. That's how it works. That's what it says on page 252. Don't you understand? So anyway, I don't know. I went on a long roundabout thing there, but do the oil pulling. Look into it. I'm telling you. I'm just telling you my own experiences. I do it, okay? And it's great. I do it like probably like 4 times a week. And other than that, I floss and I rinse during the day. I mean, I brush once at night. My teeth have never been better. I mean, who was this guy? William Morrison. He's the one that created the soft confection of cotton candy, but the dentist had no doubt helped ensure others in his profession, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I don't even want to give this guy too much credit. I mean, the dentist creating cotton candy, it's just like, I don't know, what would that be like? That would be like I don't know. Why can't I come up with some sort of like metaphor or simile right now? I really don't, Either way, it's no good. It would be like a... tell me something. You tell me. Drop it in the comments. What would it be like? It'd be like a pizza man. I don't know. It would be like a paper boy lighting the papers on fire. I don't know. I really have no idea what I'm talking about. Who's this? Let's see. Marie Curry, I guess. Is it Maury or M-A-R-I-E? Is it a woman? I don't even know. Or a guy, C-U-R-I-E. Anyway, this person is the only person to earn a Nobel Prize in 2 different sciences. Let's see. The pioneering researcher won the Nobel Prize in physics in 1903, shared with her husband. Okay, so it is Marie. Just some of the spellings. Anyway, for her study on spontaneous radiation. There you go, spontaneous radiation. That's why we're going back to. That's why we're all glowing. There's just spontaneous radiation happening. There's spontaneous radiation. What do you win a Nobel Prize? Spontaneous radiation. What the frig does that even mean? I'm sure it's detailed, but I mean spontaneous radiation. There's radiation in levels all around, right? Don't you have? We all have like radon in our houses and stuff. Aren't we like built on radon burial sites or something? Anyway, so that then won the Nobel Prize in chemistry in 1911 for her work in radioactivity. activity. So I don't know. Well, I don't know, 2 Nobel Prizes, but it says for 2 different sciences. But this first one was spontaneous radiation, and the second one was for work in radioactivity. Doesn't that make, aren't they both like radiation? I don't know. We're going to have to look into this. Most likely, we're going to have to go back and repeal this. This Marie, she's double dipping, okay? It's back in the day. You know, I understand, and women are important. They got to feel special, and we got to recognize them. But it seems a little fishy here that it seemed like it might not be 2 different applicable sciences, as it were. All right. We got one more for you here today on Operation Status Quo. Just the facts, ma'am, part 3. Fingernails don't grow after you die, which I hope that doesn't make anyone feel bad, because maybe you would have liked for your fingernails to grow after you die. Maybe you think you had a nice little party going on in heaven in the afterlife, and you were hoping your nails would continue to flourish. But unfortunately, despite what you may have seen or other lists of random trivia, your fingernails and hair do not, in fact, continue to grow after you die. To grow, these must have a steady supply of glucose, which is cut off after the heart stops beating, preventing any further growth. Well, I don't know, because glucose, like, it's a sugar. So, I mean, if your body starts breaking down and becomes bacteria and sugar and stuff, you know, maybe, I don't know. We had to look into this one too. We don't know. You know, the best thing about Just the Facts is that we have no idea whether these facts are legitimate facts or if they're facts at all. And that's what's great about Operation Status Quo, because we just talk about things and then we use our own brain to decide what we'd like to think about it, because there is no truth except for the truth that we believe. All right. Hey, that's it. I'm a little wishy-washy today in my brain, I guess, you know, and I didn't do any drugs or anything before the show, so I'm clean. I'm clean as a whistle. But anyway, seriously, guys, I love you people out there, individually as well as a group, and you know, stay positive. I say it, stay positive, stay strong, stay happy. The world is going through a multitude of changes. Beautiful things are happening. We just need to believe in ourselves, believe in each other, choose the better life that we want to see and live. Let's not get angry. I mean, a lot of things can be said that can really make us angry about what's going on in the world. And it's okay to, you know, take exception to things that we don't like, and to move in a direction to make corrections on that, or to live in a different frequency. But getting all upset and mad and making a big drama project out of it, it doesn't help anybody. So if we really want to help each other, we have to remember that when we do get upset and find things that we don't like, that we don't associate with them. We vibe with what feels natural and true to us, and we put forth what, you know, we want to be. Be the change, be the light, be the whatever that we want to see in the world, and that will continue to be infectious in a sense, and help other people to do the same. And before you know it, that stuff doesn't even matter. It's gone. It's over. Those people are gone, those ways are gone, and we're living a more fruitful and abundant life together in a more beautiful, free, loving, spiritual kind of world, which is, I think, would be nice for everybody. All right, so Operation Status Quo, where we observe the status quo and we learn to flow with the quo, and then we create our own quo, because some of the quo that flows is just a no-no, okay? And make sure you like, subscribe, share, please. Let's help build this community. Like, subscribe, share, send this out to your family, your friends, those you love, and of course, those you despise. I said God bless you, I think, already, and I said I love you all individually as well as a group, so there's nothing left to say. I hope you have a beautiful weekend out there, and I'll be back with you guys on Monday. Have a great one. Operation Status Quo disengaged.
Is a boulevard of 10 short blocks.